Hi, and welcome to Blasting Investment Myths. And today I am going to talk about the number one myth about investing, and that is I don't have any money to get started. So let's look at what investing actually is, because too many people confuse, or the image that they see about investing is just totally wrong. First of all, there are tens of thousands of different types of investments out there, and they all filter down into one of four categories. One is having a business. Two is having property. Three, having digital investments. And four, having cash hedge investments. So I'm going to look today at business as an investment. And I think it's key to understand that a business is an investment. You do not need money to actually start a business. And I'm going to talk you through one of my businesses that I have that generates money for me every month. Every single month, this generates income for me. And it actually started because I was bored. I had retired early back in 2003 and I was absolutely bored. And the first thing I did was I started writing. I had always been a journaler. I had freelance journalism. I was trained as a journalist. I had a penchant for writing. And they always say, if you're going to start a business, start one that is something that you like and you enjoy doing. And so I started writing. And I have here, you see right in the center here, is the very first book that I wrote and published. That book was self-published. It cost me nothing for time to write it. It cost me nothing to publish it. I did advertising on social media, not paid ads. I just talked about this book that I had written. And the book started selling. And the thing I found that when I write books, they have this sharp incline in sales. And that's because you nag the family, you nag the friends, you nag everybody you can to buy your book. So the sales go like this, and then they tend to drop off a cliff. And I found that I wanted a way to keep the sales going from the books that I wrote. So I revised the book and it became this book. Same image on the front there, referring back to the original book, but a different image. Released that book, updated with more information that was current at the time, and that book then started more sales. And I did a third revision on that book to get sales up. And then I found that, I hit that cliff edge again and the sales dropped. So I then decided to create what I called an information product. And it's a package of products that are sold to anyone who wants to learn about the topic of your book. And in this case, the topic was property. So I created this book. I then had 2 DVDs made, my master copies that go with this. And I don't know if you can actually see that, a booklet all about investing in property. That became a package. That generated sales of over 20,000. Why? because I've taken something that I created that had cost me nothing but time. I self-published it. I published all this. I created my own DVDs. I ring binded. I have a ring binder and I can create these little booklets. And that was a package that I then sold. Business is a massive investment. If you look at some of the richest people in the world, Jeff Bezos, he started Amazon. It is a business. You have Bernard Arnault. He started LMVH, a business. Right? Business is one of the biggest investments that you will ever make. And you do not need money to start a business. I started that business writing using my time. I have started other businesses where I coach people using my time. There was no website needed. There was no cost in a website. There was no business cards needed. No cost of business cards. When I first started, I had a free email list builder, because key to building an online business is you need to have an email list. I used free software, MailChimp and Aweber. I now use Aweber. I had a free training platform. I now pay for my platform because my business has grown, but to start with, I had a free training platform. I did not need a website. I did not need any special equipment. Everything was free. And today, because everyone is used to Zoom, you can provide your training online free. There is no money investment needed to get a business off the ground. So when we look at needing money to start investing, no, you do not. Because the biggest investment that you can make is building a business. And you can start a business from scratch with absolutely no money. Now, when it comes to property, I hear people say, oh, I can't come up with a 25 or a 35% deposit. You don't need that. You can start investing in property with zero. And I run courses that teach you how to do that, starting with zero to get into property. I know because I did it myself. So this fallacy that you need lots of money to get started in investing is totally wrong. You can build not one, but 2 or 3 or 4 investments or more with no money. All it takes is time. So don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't be an investor because you haven't got any money. You can tell them, I don't need money. I know how to create my own investments and start building a business. When you look, I've already mentioned Jeff Bezos. I have mentioned Bernard Arnault, some of the richest people in the world. They have businesses. When you look at who the richest people are in the world, they all have a business. A business is absolutely key. It is the essence of building an investment portfolio. So don't use the myth that I don't have any money, because the one thing you need is not money, but you need creative ideas and you need a little bit of time. And when I talk about time, it's not a great deal of time that you need. You know, when I talk to my clients, we talk about business, and I say to them, who's got an eBay account? And most hands go up because just about everybody runs an eBay account or an online account. And then I say to them, look around your house. What is something you haven't used for 6 months? Are you likely to use it again? Go and put something for sale on eBay. You have just started an online business simply by looking around your house at something you haven't used. You've already paid for it, so it's not going to cost you any money. You have an eBay account that you just pay a commission when you sell, and you can start an online business. There are lots of different types of businesses. Yes, when you run out of stuff around your house, you might want to upscale because you find that eBay is working so well for you. But I have clients who, for their very first month, made £200, clients who made £500, and even a client who went up to £1,000, simply by looking around their house at what they had that they weren't using, and they were able to start building a business. An eBay online business. And you can do that with all sorts of things. You just need to get a little creative with what you can do. Start thinking outside the box. So when I talk about needing time, I'm not saying you're going to need 10 hours a day to build this, because you don't. You can set up an eBay store in about 5 minutes. You can set up a YouTube account in about 5 minutes if it takes that long. There is an endless amount of business ideas out there that you can generate starting with nothing, absolutely zero. Just a little bit of time, some creative ideas, and just going and doing it. So your very first investment that you start is a business, costing you nothing. That's something that generates cash that allows you to move forward. So that is blasting investment myths. We are blasting myth number 1, that you need money to get started, because you don't.